Hello and welcome to Dwarf Fortress, and welcome to the channel. I am Twisted Logic. This is a pit that goes down a few Z levels and then attaches to this spillway that goes off the map for any kind of excess liquids. And in this episode, I'm going to be building a dwarven swimming pool. I'm going to designate a path off of this as kind of like a drainage for it. I was doing some experimenting with this and I found a pretty good way to do it. So I'm starting this drainage path for the excess water because if the water is 7-7 and dwarves don't have swimming experience, then they are going to drown. I'm also going to dig a channel H for a hole and maybe something about that size, and then a pathway to it. The length of the pathway is going to depend if you're using fast dwarf or not. So if I'm using fast dwarf, then it should be about 50 tiles that they travel from where the pressure plate is until they hit the bridge. And so with this design, I'm going to be doing, everybody's got fast dwarf on. This is the test fortress. Everybody's got fast dwarf going on, and so they're going to hit the pressure plate, which is going to be right here. I'll dig a second entrance like this here, and then this will have a yeah, so like kind of like a bypass for the pressure plate right here, and then I'll build the pressure plate, shift T, and then P for pressure plate, and put that like right here. I can't place it because I didn't set parameters yet, so C for creatures trigger. Okay. And then L for citizens trigger. And the weights here should be fine with default. It is the, if I press R now, it changes up to 6K, and that's what the dwarves are. But the default here should be fine. Okay, and then you want to make sure you don't change resets, because if you press O, one time use, they'll trigger the pressure plate and then it'll destroy itself. So you want to keep that on repeat. So this looks pretty good. Enter. And just the mechanisms, just one mechanism for that. Okay, and then I'll build two doors, one here and one here. The purpose for the bypass here is so that way if you want to bring furniture in, or if there's some kind of if they bring wheelbarrows in to take stone out, once they hit this pressure plate and go this route, then it's going to trigger the retract bridge to open up, and if they're carrying a statue or something, they'll drop the statue. If they're carrying the wheelbarrow will kind of be stuck at the bottom of the water there if they don't use the bypass there. So then I want to build a bridge. Okay, so I'm building the retract bridge right here. Microline is fine. Oh, not enough. So granite and microline there. And then now I want some way for the dwarves to get out of the water. So the idea is that this is going to open up this bridge, and it's going to be enough tiles for them to walk to get onto the bridge, and then it opens when they're on it, and they're going to fall. So then they need a path out, so designations dig. And I could just put a ramp right here. I'm gonna designate all of this to be dug out as well, and maybe I'll fill that up with statues or something. Oh, that's supposed to be a hole there. Okay, granite bridge right here. And I'll dig another channel like right here, just in case they want to come out this way. Okay, so now that we have access down here, so there's more than one way to get down to this level here. I'm gonna start closing this area off. So build a X for a floodgate, and I'm just gonna put that right here. Steel floodgate's fine, and then Shift T for a trap, and P for a pressure plate again. And I'm gonna put that like right next to it almost. Maybe like 2 tiles away. On this one right here, I did the pressure plate here in the corner, which opened these floodgates. But this one I'm going to do kind of a tunnel. I think it's going to work out a little bit better. So I have the pressure plate here, and then like 2 tiles away, pressure plate's going to be here, and W for water trigger. Okay. So I press Z to bring the 7 down to 6, and then A and S to bring the max up. So between 4 and 6 water is what I want to keep. So I'll set this one to 5 to 6, or 6 to 6. Water from 6 to 6, I think that's good. So if the water's 5 or lower, then it'll be fine, and then if one tile of 6 hits on top of that pressure plate, it'll open it up for a second or 2. So I think that's good right there. And then steel mechanism again. Oh great, so the floodgate and the pressure plate are in place. So add a task, and then F for a floodgate. And then link it. It's over here. Okay. I'm also going to designate more channels right here, and then down 1 and connect them, kind of like that. So this way I can have a large zone here for water hauling, just to kind of top off the water here. Also going to need a lever. Okay, so I got a lever right there as well, and that's going to be for filling the water. And then I'll just connect it like right here. So I'll designate this path right here, and I'll breach this when I'm ready, right here. Builder Fath is creating the first bridge. Excellent. Oh great, okay, so they dug this out so I can build another floodgate. So B and then X for another floodgate right here. We'll build a steel one again. And designation Z to remove all these ramps here. I don't want a ramp right here, because if I don't want them trying to come up where the bridge opens and closes. This over here should be fine, because they're gonna come into this crevice and then come up. But this one right here I don't want. And then at this point, this is also the point where I should be smooth stoning everything if I want it smooth stoned. And then this lever right here I'm going to link to the floodgate. Right here. And I'm just going to have him pull this lever here, so we can finish this smooth stoning on the other side here. Okay, as soon as somebody collects these socks here, then this level's ready to go. I can either go to designations and then Shift F for carve fortification, and carve this into a fortification right here, and that should allow water to pass through. Or I can go to designations H on this level and dig a channel right there, or I could also go to designations dig and then just dig that out right there, designate that. So there's 3 different ways to pop it, and any way is fine. I'm going to be digging the channel right here and then just recreating a wall on top of it. Okay, so that's dug out. So build construct wall, and then I'm just going to build a wall right on top of it. I'm just going to forbid these designations B, and then F to forbid, and then H to hide the items. I could speed it up a little bit with source blocks or liquids command if I wanted to. This is the test fortress, so I don't mind using DF hack, but I was kind of showing you a way without it. Okay, he's removing the floor there that I used to smooth this wall, and then designation smooth stone, get the rest of this. So any water level that's 4, 5, or 6 is acceptable for the swimming pool, where the dwarves will gain swimming skill. If it's 3 or lower, they won't gain any skill, and if it's 7, there's a possibility that they're going to drown. So this is pretty much ready to go right now. So I'll link up the bridges to this pressure plate here. So add B for bridge and then minus key. Add B for bridge and then the minus key again. Okay, so now the dwarves are going to link this pressure plate to both of these bridges. Build S for statue, and then Shift P for planning mode. And I'm just going to add in some statues here. Maybe not this last one. So there's a place to stand there if they want to come up this way. And then I for a zone, and then set a zone in this whole area here. Meeting location, L for locations, add, temple, no specific deity. Okay, so now the dwarves are going to have a reason to come into this area, which is going to be the temple to pray. So under normal conditions, this door will be locked. And they'll come in this way, trigger the pressure plate, come down and around, and by the time they get in here, the bridges are gonna open and they're gonna fall in the water, where they will then path out and gain swimming skill. Okay, all the statues are now in place, and now they're starting to link up the trigger. You want to kind of, if you're gonna be linking up the triggers before they place the statues, then you want to make sure that they're using the bypass when they're bringing the statues in. Pressure plate is now linked up, and I can lock this door. And now anybody coming into the temple is, or going out of the temple is going to trigger the bridges to open. So I'm sending somebody in now. Okay, it's triggered. We'll see if he makes it in time. Okay, yep. Excellent, and they all fell. And now some of them will go do other things, and some of them will come back to the temple when it resets. And then they fall again. And now this is going to passively train all the dwarves in the fortress to be swimmers. And it's also going to make mist, which is going to increase their happy thoughts. At this point here with the water levels, I could pull the lever. I can pull this lever right here, and it'll be fine for the. I don't need this part over here. If I wanted to get it a little bit more precise, like this area here, then I would wait until it's pretty much all sixes and then pull that lever and then kind of add in with zones with bucket hauling to kind of flatten out everything. And this left hand is a previous injury, but they're both stunned for a second. But if I follow them, it doesn't take long, and then they path out and then they gain some swimming skill. Oh, and then they come back to prey once the bridge resets there. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe for more videos.